Hello and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Inner Landscapes at Enchanted Evening. And this is for our Sagittarian friends for the month of June 2018. Before I begin, I've gotten a message from the divine, from your holy divine team, your heavenly team. And as I've mentioned in other videos, previous videos that I've done, what I do is I give the messages to you just as they're given to me. I don't add or take anything away from it, even if I don't understand it, which I don't always. This one, well, we'll see. And I'll give it to you as I mentioned, as it's given to me, but it's for you to either take, if it doesn't I guess make sense to you immediately, then the option is to either take it and just sit on it for later, just carry it with you. It may make sense later at another time, maybe even when you're not thinking about it or somebody else brings light to it for you and you get an aha moment. Or it's not meant for you. You can just leave it, just put it down, and go on about your day. But the message that I got for you was essentially, and I'm going to give you both parts of it. I'm going to give you what I was shown first, and then I'm going to give you what came to me as it was being shown to me, or right after it was shown to me, the message that I got with it. So I was shown a snake, nothing necessarily venomous. I don't see it, I didn't get the sense that it was a venomous snake, but more just, let's just put it as if there was a snake that was kind of crawling around on the ground, or what do snakes do? I guess, yeah, crawling around on their belly. And this one was actually, it seemed like a very well-fed snake, a thick snake, a very healthy one, maybe a little too healthy for anyone's liking. But in any sense, this was crawling around on its belly, and then I saw a wreath put on its head. And the message that I got with that was that you're going to have some sort of victory, some sort of win. In exposing the underbelly of some kind of treachery that's going on. That's essentially the vision and the message that came with it. It wasn't anything scary. It was just showing your victory over something that you may be trying to expose or fight against. I don't know, maybe I'm speaking to some of you that are lawyers and there's some litigation you're going through of that's trying to expose corruption somewhere. But that's along the lines of the sense of the message that I got from the divine for you. Exposing some sort of treachery. Exposing something that got some kind of treachery that's gotten out of hand, that's a little too fat for its own good, because it's been getting away with something for so long, but that you gain victory over it. You get your win over it. So take that as you will, my Sagittarian friends. Okay, So now on with the rest of your reading. Let's see what else is going on for you this month, June 2018. Okay, Sagittarians, what do we have here? Okay, your first card, which is the overarching theme for this month, is Opal. And this, I think, actually directly ties into the message that I got for you guys, the initial message. And this tells me there's something you're trying to protect. There's some form of innocence that you are trying to protect. I'm not sure in what area or on what level, but it does show that you're struggling against something to protect something. And I think whether it's children or a child, but even if it's not, there aren't any children that you're dealing with or trying to protect. There's some form of innocence that you are struggling to protect. And it shows, again, as I mentioned in the initial message, this shows that you're still going because you have had some sort of break, some sort of maybe even almost what feels like a lucky break. And that's the positive change card. As your foundation or the root of what's going on this month. The wheel is turning in your favor. And if this is a court case, it's definitely, I don't know why I'm getting more legal with this card. Some sort of legal litigation case, but this is definitely turning in your favor. It's a positive change that's leading you to continue to fight. Not saying that you would have given up if you had not seen some sort of change or something hadn't turned in your favor, but this is definitely giving you wins in your sails to keep going. Motivation. It's a good motivator, that positive change card. Then this card speaks to your desires, and this is called Cleanse and Detoxify, which again goes back to that initial message that God's given you, that you're really looking to, you want to drain the swamp. It's funny for me to say this. This is almost feeling like a political reading, but you want to clean out those energies that really aren't serving anything but themselves. They're harmful to everything but themselves. That's your desire, especially in the forefront this month. You want to clean up these the underbelly of things that aren't good for those you're trying to protect, the innocent ones. And I have a feeling that it has to do with children. Okay. Next, this card shows me what you have already going in your favor in this situation, in this month. The energies you have flowing for you without you needing to do anything, because they're already with you and rolling in your favor. And this is choose peace. And it's funny because I feel like you've had your own sort of inner battle and inner struggle on getting here. I feel like previous to now, some days you were turning towards peace and how you fought this battle, choosing to fight a fair, well, not fair, but what is the word I'm looking for? A peaceful battle. What did Gandhi call it? Peaceful resistance, something along those lines. Some days you were turning that way, your wheel was turning that way for in the direction of peace, and other days your struggle was you were struggling against peace and going the other way. Oh, fight fire with fire, that type of thing. Forget the peace, throw down the gauntlet, it's on. They're dishing it out, I'm gonna dish it right back to them. So, but it shows this is where you've actually ended up, that you've actually settled those energies towards fighting the fight, the battle in peaceful resistance, which is why I'm showing this has happened. Why you saw that positive change happen, that you it seems, and it might, I feel like this may have been a long time coming. That's why you were having this battle here about whether you should or should not fight fair, fight peacefully, find a peaceful way to pursue this battle, I guess. That's why you were struggling with that, I feel, because this had been a long time in coming, and you weren't absolutely sure for a while that you would get any of this, that the wheels were turned positively for you if you chose peace. But I think the proof is in the pudding at this point. So that's what you have, the luck, almost. I call that the luck position. That's what you have flowing for you and in your favor. This card, though, shows for this month where your challenges might lie, what you would do well to work on this month. And this is Ray. And that's telling you to remember. It's going to take effort on your part to remember to stay centered within yourself, and don't allow this battle, anything in this battle, especially your opponent, knock you off of your centered peace, because this is also what you're having to fight for too, so that you can be victorious in this. a centered, focused, laser sharp, intentional peace. And you better believe that part of the strategy is likely to be to knock you off of that. That's never good for the opposing side. So it just feels like, are you all of my Sagittarians lawyers or attorneys, litigators, judges, something along those lines? And if not, I guess really the truth is that Sagittarians are truth seekers and truth tellers anyway, so I guess it's kind of all along the same lines, but it really sounds like I'm reading for a whole group of truth defenders of rights. And it seems like it's you all in entirety this month. There aren't some that are going through it. It seems like all of you as a whole are going through this. Wow. So this next card is about any forces, influences, energies that aren't really within your control or in your grasp. They're influencing you more so than you being able to have influence over it. It's influence from the outside influences for this month. And this is yoga. You have, what this is showing me is that you have a lot of help spiritually. Your entire divine team, and maybe some others that have been called in, maybe you've called in or have been added in on your behalf by God. But at any rate, you have an entire army, I see. Spiritual army at your disposal and right next to you, right around you. Fighting with you and for you on your behalf. This is good stuff, Sagittarians. You don't get much better than a spiritual army on your side. God's army on your side. Wow. You have a lot of spiritual helpers. And I don't know if you've actually called them in yourself, but that's, wow, good for you. If you have or you haven't, it's either way, it's good for you. So this card is your guidance from the divine and your holy heavenly team. And this is the ocean. And what you're being advised to do is not to focus so much on the gray areas, and I mean that both literally, and figuratively. Don't focus your attention so much on the gray areas. Gray as in it's hazy, you don't know, it's not black, it's not white, it's kind of in between, you can't tell, it's not clear. Those kind of gray areas. And not to focus so much on the gray areas as in that which doesn't look so good or seem so good on the outside. That which seems to not be in your favor from your perspective, because you never know. And regardless, don't focus on the gray, on any of the gray in any regard. What you're being asked to do instead is to work more on what you have to do to heal. Heal yourself, heal the situation that you're fighting for, and heal those whom you are fighting for. So it's 3-part. Heal yourself. What's it going to take to heal yourself? That's part of your journey here this month. What's it going to take to heal the situation for all involved, including those you are fighting against? What's it going to take to get the most, the healthiest outcome for all involved? How do you heal that in the entire situation And third is, what's it going to take to heal that which you are fighting this for in the first place? That's what instead they would like you to focus on, as opposed to the gray areas in this case. And this may take some soul searching and digging, but it's important, because I'm sure it's already evident, and if it's not, you can be sure that it's coming. This battle, this journey, it's gonna come with some scars, some wounds, and those can't be ignored or denied, especially after this victory is won. There'll still be some things to tend to. The battle or the case itself that you're fighting for is part one. Part two is this healing that you're being advised to keep in your awareness and be working on all along, especially after, though. So that's the advice that you're being offered. Next card is your strength. What you already have going for you as your strength in this situation for this month. And it's energy healing. And this talks again to your strength in this situation. Your strength is relying on your personal power within the situation. And your personal power within the situation lies right here. And what we've already talked about is an asset for you. So this is why it's already a strength for you, because you've already chosen to deal with the matter this way, through peace and staying centered and grounded. And this is saying that is your greatest strength. You've chosen it. Now you continue to use it. Recognize its strength. Recognize that this is the greatest asset in your toolbox, in your toolkit. And then finally, this is the outcome card, which is Serena. This outcome card is the culmination of what is to be, what will be, if you go with the flow of this, that this reading has been offering you, especially the advice and what you have flowing for you already. Then this, if you go with this, what's going on here, and take it to heart, and especially the advice portions, this is where you're coming out. And the Serena card, it shows me that you are in the perfect position to receive everything that you've been going after, everything that you've asked for, everything that you've visualized, everything that you've put your energy towards. You're in a perfect stance. If all of this is taken to heart, advice-wise, you're in the perfect stance to receive showers of abundance and benefit directly from heaven. It says, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. To me, this is the Serenity card. and it, of course, that's the name, but just even from this, the stance of this angel in this card, this is the I surrender. I receive, but I surrender in serenity. She's only in this stance and in this position because she has surrendered to what she has been asking for and has turned it over to God and is now standing in her power and in her position in receipt or in receiving stance to get everything that she's asked for from above, from her spiritual providers. And that's the stance you will be in. That's your outcome. A serene, healed, victorious position. Because of all of the previous decisions you have made. And that's showing that you've made in this reading. And I will pull one more card for you, just as what the overarching guidance is for this month for you and for this particular situation for you. And more as an additional clarifying guidance card for you. What, God, do you want our blessed Sagittarian friends to know? What more advice would you like to give them? What other messages, overarching, do you have for them for January 2018? And this is just a slow march, but a definite march to victory. And I think I say slow because it feels slow to you, but it is slow in the fact that God is impressing on me the word slow, because it's slow more so in the fact that it is assured. And assured is usually a step-by-step process, which can sometimes feel like it's taking longer than we want, but it is assured, and that's the most important thing. This is an assured victory, so just keep going. Keep going in the direction you are already pointed in. It's important that you realize that this is a given. Your success in this matter is a given, and you have all of the spiritual help in the world that you could possibly want and possibly ever need. So go for it, Sagittarians. And all of my best wishes to you. Talk to you soon.